Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So today, certain beneficiaries of Social Security are going to be receiving payments of $2,000, but not all Social Security recipients are all that thrilled about these payments. Plus, the Attorney General in New York is now threatening to seize some of the former president and Donald Trump's assets if he does not pay his massive fine in the state. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks or $9,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive those free stocks is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and of course that involves Social Security and the differences between what the highest earners of Social Security are earning this year in 2024 as opposed to what the lowest earners are earning this year in 2024. There's quite a big gap, although some of the highest earners are actually saying they are not receiving as much as what they should be. So according to the Motley Fool, high earners average $17,521 more in Social Security than low earners, but lower earners get more of their money back. Here's why. So they say that in 2023, a low earner with an income equal to 45% of the average wage received $14,824 in Social Security benefits, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. A high earner, on the other hand, got a much larger benefit. Someone who earned 160% of the average wage would end up with an annual Social Security benefit of $32,345. The higher earner here ends up with $17,521 more each year from Social Security. On paper, it looks like the higher earner is getting a way better deal, but is that really the case? Although the higher earner is getting more money in their check each month, they are actually replacing less of the income they were earning before stopping work. Specifically, those who made 160% of the average wage ends up replacing around 30% of the income that had been coming into the house before leaving the workforce. Those whose income was 45% of the average wage, on the other hand, ends up with benefits that replace about half of the prior earnings. There is a very simple reason why people who make less money and end up getting more out of Social Security in terms of income replacement than people who make more of it. It has to do with the way the benefits formula determines how much Social Security pays each month in retirement benefit. So obviously we have some people there not too happy about the formula with Social Security benefits. But again, you can see the wide gap there, the wide disparity between people who receive the most in Social Security benefits versus people who receive the less amount in their benefits. Now, of course, in some other news today, of course, there are some payments going out to certain beneficiaries of Social Security. These payments are right around $2,000. They're $1,900 on average, although those who receive the most amount are receiving up to $4,800. So according to Newsweek, why Americans are getting a $4,800 Social Security check today. So Americans are set to receive a Social Security check worth up to $4,800 today, but not all seniors are happy about the increase in monthly payments. Social Security benefits grew by 3.2% this year in accordance with this year's calculated cost of living adjustment. So as far as when you can expect to receive your payments, everyone whose birthday falls between the 1st and 10th of a month earned their benefits on February 14th. That was last Wednesday. Meanwhile, today, Social Security payments will go out for everyone with a birthday between the 11th and 20th, and those with a birthday between the 21st and 31st of any month get their payments a little bit later on February 28th, which is going to be next Wednesday. Then as far as how much money you can expect, for this year, the highest earning Social Security beneficiaries can see payments of $4,873 if they retired at the age of 70. This is in stark contrast to the average monthly benefit. However, across the board, payments increased by roughly $50 a month due to the cost of living adjustment. Those retired at the youngest age possible, 62, will earn only $2,710 a month this year. Meanwhile, those retiring at the full retirement age of 67 get a more average check at $3,822. And while the 2024 COLA adjusted Social Security checks based on inflation, not everyone believes the payment update adequately reflects the price hikes that seniors are seeing on healthcare and housing. So even though payments this year did go up by 3.2%, people are looking at their expenses, their bills, everything else, and they're seeing that those expenses have actually risen much more than 3.2%. So they don't believe that the 3.2% COLA is actually doing a good enough job in keeping up with inflation. But let me know what your thoughts and comments are below. Do you believe that the 3.2% increase that you received this year is doing a good enough job of keeping up with inflation? Now, in our final news piece for today's video, of course, Trump was fined in the state of New York a massive amount, $355 million that he now has to pay. And right now we had the New York Attorney General coming out and saying that they will definitely go ahead and seize some of Trump's assets if they feel like he's not able to make the payments or if he does not make the payments. So according to The Hill, New York Attorney General says she may seize Trump's assets if he doesn't pay $355 million fine. So New York Attorney General Letitia James is prepared to seize former President Trump's assets if he does not pay the nearly $355 million verdict levied against him in a civil business fraud trial last week, she told ABC News on Tuesday. She said if he does not have the funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek judgment enforcement mechanisms in court and we will ask the judge to seize his assets, she told ABC News. The $355 million verdict and an additional $100 million in pre-judgment interest handed down on Friday are the largest financial penalty levied against Trump and his companies amid his various legal cases. Legal experts have speculated that the massive penalty could require Trump to sell some of his real estate empire. So obviously this is going to be appealed, and it might be appealed all the way up to the Supreme Court. And the case for Trump here is that no one was actually injured in this case. Trump did pay off his loans to the banks, so the banks got all the money that they needed. It's not like Trump had to file for bankruptcy and taxpayers in New York or taxpayers across the United States had to pay off these loans. And we saw a lot of fraud taking place during COVID times where people were taking out fraudulent PPP checks. It's not like Trump was doing anything like that, so people are saying there was no one actually injured in this case. Therefore, it's pretty silly for Trump to be fined, and a lot of people are speculating that this has to do with politics, that the left are going after Trump. They're trying to do anything possible to make sure that Trump is taken down, that he has no chance of actually beating President Biden in the 2024 elections. But let me know what your thoughts and comments are below. Do you believe that Trump is being treated unfairly here? And then, of course, we also have some truckers who are now saying they're going to refuse to go to New York City. How much is that going to affect them? Let me know your thoughts and comments below on that. Do you believe that truckers are actually going to hold out in New York City? How is that going to affect residents in the state moving forward? Again, let me know your thoughts and comments below on all of that. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.